boxes is every edition of Flesh World published for the past 3 years. It's a picture of Teresa Banks, first victim of our killer who was found murdered a year ago in the southern part of the state.
You want us to look for a picture of Teresa Banks?
And your way ahead of me. Lucy, Sheriff Truman, and I will
Smart.
go to the hospital. Behave yourselves.
Ah! You did it on purpose.
Diane just received the
Put
bad news
these
of
two
Flesh World.
together, working together.
Look, I told you that night after Laura died, I followed a man in a red Corvette.
Leo Johnson.
Ellie eluded me somewhere near the old Sawmill Road. A motorcycle drove by, followed by a police cruiser. But you lost them. I saw them. I followed them in there on foot.
Ah, so it was truly you. You took the necklace right there, okay.
I know she seemed to have reached a kind of peace with herself. Now I believe that what she had in fact arrived at was a decision to end her life.
Are you saying Laura wanted to die?
Laura Palmer did not commit suicide.
No.
No. But maybe she allowed herself to kill.
Yes, that's what you're saying, like... she was living such a dangerous life that maybe she knew it would happen at some point.
He's leaving me.
It's almost sweet.
He was in the hospital. Somebody shot him.
Yeah, I know. I heard this. Thompson said it's hitting and busted. Must have been a cop doing something, poor bastard.
He took me out to the mill. He tied me up and started the fire.
You said that to the police, I hope.
He told me he was gonna kill me.
Not a chance. I wouldn't let him hurt us anymore.
You seem less excessive, Bobby.
You better go.
You might go.
That's sweet, like that.
I love you.
Yes. I love you too.
I guess. I guess.
Yeah. I guess I love you too.
Saying it again is not gonna make it true, you know.
I saw this coming. I didn't want to believe it. What's worse is I'm sitting here thinking maybe that there's a part of you that didn't want to stop her. Norm and I have been together about 4 years, and everybody figured we'd get hitched. That'd be that. And that spring, one bad weekend, Norma ran off with Hank. I was twisted up inside. I couldn't see straight. When I opened my eyes, there was an 18 right in front of me. There was something so sweet, so helpless about her. We drove all night. Ended up in some little town in Montana out past Great Falls. And I asked her to marry me.
Just like that?
Norma, well, she hadn't even slept with Hank. The look on her face when she found out. And you know, by golly, I shot out Nadine's eye on that honeymoon.
Eh?
What do you mean, Ed? Well, the first day we were hunting pheasant. Nadine's a crack shot, and we already had a couple of birds. I felt good shooting. I fired. A piece of buckshot skipped off a rock and caught Nadine square in the eye.
Hey, that's a tough one.
She lay across my lap as we drove back to town. She never cried. She never blamed me. She never
Okay, that's it. You're one of my favorite characters.
A couple months later, Norma married Hank. We make you better just sweet.
Huh?
How was school today?
School. Fine.
That's good.
How was work?
Work was good.
What is it that you do exactly?
Duh.
That's classified. Not me. May I share something with you?
Please.
A vision
You also know.
In my vision, I was on the veranda of a vast estate, a palazzo of some fantastic proportion. I had known this place. I had in fact been born and raised there. This was my first return. Wandering about, I noticed happily that the house had been immaculately maintained. There had been added a number of additional rooms. Returning to the house's grand foyer came a knock at the door. My son was standing there. He was happy and carefree, clearly living a life of deep harmony and joy. He embraced a warm, loving embrace. Nothing was held. We were, in this moment, one. My vision ended. I awoke with a tremendous feeling of optimism and confidence in you and your future. That was my vision of you.
That's so touching.
So
It's so sweet. It's the first time that you open your heart to your son.
wish you nothing but the very best in all things.
For him to be happy.
Dad.
You recognized him. He saw that you saw him. Ah!
There was a third man. Deputy Hawk found evidence of a third man outside the window of Jacques' cabin.
So we're still searching for the third man, okay?
He then placed a small cutout letter R under the nail of her left ring finger. You'll recall that he placed the letter T.
Yeah! It was a T? Hour later?
These scraps may have been left by the killer that we sent back to Washington, D.C. for testing.
Andy?
I know, Andy, I know. It's what we call a real three-hanky crime.
Albert Roosevelt, I don't like the way you talk smart about Sheriff Truman or anybody. You just shut your mouth.
Andy? Proud of you. And Lucy is too. But it's not repairing how you reacted when she announced you that she was pregnant.
So where the hell is Josie?
Well, maybe this will tell us.
I had to leave the town on an emergency of business to Seattle. Hope you did a good day at the mill. There is ginger beer in the fridge. Love, Josie.
Was there a phone number?
No.
How do you know that she wrote that?
No, she goes off to Seattle once every 3 months or so.
Pete. We haven't found the other.
She's not dead.
I always figured I'd be the one to go first.
No!
He was laying odds on the last person standing after an atomic war. I'd have bet on her.
Dude?
Oh, her miserables. I loved her.
Miserable, I'm not sure.
Blue Pine Lodge. Can I speak to Josie Patrick, please?
She's not here right now.
Well, she's out of town. Who's calling? Would like to place international call, please. Correct? C'est Hong Kong.
Searching for Josie.
Where's Josie?
She left last night. She wanted to put a little distance between her and the smell.
Sound strategy. Next business.
She really left? But what about Catherine? We need to ask Shelley about Catherine.
Why isn't he dead?
They caught him center shot with a 44. Couldn't was going inside.
Catherine. Dead.
My phone call put her in the drying shed when the place went up. Sounds like buried with the wreckage.
Why is the door to my room locked? And who's the refrigerator? The owner was a little disappointed in your performance last night.
So she can't get out?
The owner isn't exactly my type.
Like you have to choose. You accepted to be a prostitute.
Let's get one thing straight between us princes. I don't want to hear another complaint about you. When you work for me, everybody's your type.
Audrey, what did you do?
Well, as your doctor, Leela, what the hell happened to your hair?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning, looked in the mirror, and there it was. It had literally changed overnight. You know, the funny thing about it is, seeing it, I realized that I had turned the corner somehow.
Really quick.
I feel sick.
Maybe killing someone helped you?
God, I feel like singing.
Again?
You're very nice.
No, I really feel like singing a song. Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment.
Dad, is he okay?
I'm sure it's nothing serious.
I feel happy. I feel happy. Begin the beginning.
Special agent. Special agent. Special agent.
You want
Special
him?
agent, are you there?
You want him to rescue you?
Left you a note, didn't you get my note? I slipped it under your door, you must have seen it. Well, I'm up here at one-eyed Jacques.
You opened the later, no?
I think I'm in a little over my head.
Before.
Not that I can't handle it. I mean, if I'm going to help you out with your investigations, I'm sure I'll be put into situations a lot more dangerous than this on a fairly regular basis.
Ah, it's really because you want to be with him, to work with him, that you weren't so crazy with this mission?
Just so you know, there is a connection between Horn's department store and One-Eyed Jacques. It's my father, he owns the place.
Places.
Tomorrow I'm going to try to find out if Laura and Ronette came up here. If there's any way in the world that you can hear me right now, please help.
She's just a kid and she's desperate, she's praying for him, like.
One person saw the third man.
The lock lady? No.
3 have seen him, yes, but not his body. One only, known to you. Ready now to talk. One more thing. You forgot something.
What?
He's gonna remember about the later? Ronette. Ronette. That's Bob? That was Bob at the end. You know, the guy that Sarah, she saw into her vision, that also Cooper saw into his vision, that they investigated on. That was Bob, right? With longer hair, maybe just. Whew! You know that first episode was 1 hour and a half, so in fact it was a movie, but it felt like a regular episode of Twin Peaks. You know, with the rhythm of Twin Peaks, the fact that it can be really slow at some point, I didn't have the impression that it was 1 hour and a half. I felt like I spent 50 minutes watching this show, a regular episode. It was a little weird. Maybe also because the opening scene, with Grandpa talking to Cooper who was on the floor, really badly hurt, felt like it lasted for 10 minutes. Just that scene was 10 minutes, in fact. Don't lie to me about it, it was 10 minutes, like... That was so fun. I have the impression that I lost a lot, you know, during this episode. Maybe also I have the impression that they are assuming now, they are really now okay with the fact that this is a funny show. Like, for sure, it's a drama because we have bad stuff happening, someone was killed, we are trying to investigate on the situation. For sure, it's a fantastic show now with all of these visions, and now we have a giant coming to say riddles, and we have other enigmas with other characters that we have to discover for this entire season. So, for sure, we have all of these situations which are fantastic, which are weird, which are dramatic, and it's cool, it's pretty cool. But I think that all of the things which were funny during the first season were maybe more cynical things or subtitles, maybe one or two scenes were made really to be funny, you know, I'm thinking for example of Andy, maybe, but it was more to play with the characters, with the lines and stuff like that. When right there with this first episode, I have the impression that they totally went for it. Okay, it's gonna be fun, you're gonna have funny moments, like for example Andy and what happened to him during this episode, you know, when he had that wood thing on his face and how he was walking and how long it lasted, and same for the scene with the grandpa and Cooper and other scenes like that. Like, it's scenes which are created to be fun, and not only with the characters, not only with a few lines, subtitles into the lines, but really it's long scenes, it's really like you're taking the time to make it long, so it's gonna be funny because it's gonna last for a long time. Like, they're totally going with it. Okay, we're gonna be funny, like we're gonna play with that even more. That's cool, so I appreciate that. And I appreciate also the fact that with this first episode, I think that they totally forgot, and it's gonna stay like that, the 3 musical environments that we had during the entire first season. We had 3 musical environments. The investigation one, the dramatic one, and the jazzy one. And clearly, we were turning with the 3 same themes, you know, all along the season. Right there, we had the same mood and inspirations, you know, coming from these 3 themes, but it was well mixed with the situations. Like, the jazzy music was not taking all of the place, and it was more going with the situations, and it was less disturbing for me, to be honest. Me, who is really paying attention to the sound environment, like, I'm sensible also with that. Like, it can really disturb me a lot, it can really shock me a lot, you know, really musical environments, big sounds and stuff like that, and things which are not well mixed. So I truly appreciated that right there with this first episode at least. Yeah, it was great. It was well done, it was well mixed, and it was going with the things. It was still the same mood, it was still the same intention, it was the same themes but rearranged, and it was great, really. Okay, we didn't progress at all with all of the Laura's murder investigation. We had a good summary of all of what they know thanks to Albert. I love so much that Albert is back, and Albert is gonna stay for the entire season. Thank you so much for that. Like, I love Albert, I loved him a lot during the season 1, and I wanted to have him back, but I didn't know that he would come back as a regular character. It's so great, and he's really gonna bring something, you know, with all of them acting weird, all of the persons from this town, and Cooper, who is made to live into this town. They are so weird, and they are so much, you know, on the same mood, on the same way to be, that it's great to have Albert coming and being like, you're all weird, you know, and to tell them stuff like that. Clearly he's mean when he's saying all of that, but his character is really bringing something to the show. He's really representing that viewer watching the show and who doesn't want to buy everything which is happening, you know, the one who is gonna be always like, eh? I love Albert. So officially only Jacques Renault died We have some people in coma, we have some of them badly hurt. We have Josie and Catherine who disappeared. Josie, I think that she truly left. Like during the entire episode, I had some suspicions about that. I thought, you know, because Catherine guessed what Josie did with Benjamin, because Josie wanted to do all of that against Catherine, because we have also the situation about Josie's husband, how he died, I thought that maybe these two, one of them took the advantage and captured, you know, kidnapped the other one, and that right now they were living an entire other story, one interrogated the other one and all of that. But now, maybe she truly left town, Josie, because she thought that it was not great for her to stay. And Catherine, maybe she's hiding herself somewhere. I don't think that she's dead. I think that she might hide herself somewhere. She's clever, Catherine. She would understand that right there it's a good moment for her to disappear because someone tried to kill her. The ally that she thought that she had is in fact her enemy. So it's a good moment for Catherine to disappear. I'm glad that Pete is alright. I hope that his breath, you know, his breathing is gonna improve soon. That guy who is searching for Josie, I don't know who he is. We can't know who he is. Shelley is okay, that's cool. With Bobby, it was really sweet, the moments that they had together. I'm not sure about his answer with the fact that she loves him. I truly appreciated also the moment with Bobby and his dad because he was truly sincere, his dad, we saw it. And Bobby took that, like, he was so emotional during that moment for his dad to finally open his heart to him and to tell him something so nice about the fact that he just wants him to be happy. You know, it's really like his dad telling him that at the end of his life, maybe he's gonna want to come back home and to have his son visiting him and just being happy, just having a good life. It's so great. I loved that little moment between them. All of the situation with Leland who is like that, like killing Jacques Renault, maybe because of that you found peace. And white hair also. How long is it gonna last? That lie about you killing Jacques Renault, but also that lie that you're making to yourself about the fact that you're fine right now. I don't think that you're so fine. You're lying to yourself about that. Cooper is okay. That's cool. Audrey is not okay at all. I knew that my girl was taking a risk by doing all of that, and clearly the situation with her dad was so awkward. The fact that she's blocked into that prostitution house, until when is she gonna be truly forced to be a prostitute? I don't want her to be that, to do that. It's awful. I'm glad that we have news about Ronette, and I'm glad that maybe during this season she's going to be useful. At least that's the impression that they gave me by using her at multiple occasions during this episode. Donna, what is happening to you? You know, that new way of being, you know, that attitude, the smoking thing, the Laura sunglasses. Do you want to be like her? You know, it's a total switch for her and it can't be explained. When Leland's switch, you know, can be explained by the fact that he killed someone and maybe, you know, he switched because of that. Donna, why did you switch? James told a part of the truth, you know, all of the Jacoby's part to the cops, but not all of what he's doing with Donna and Maddie. Maddie has visions now. That blood, you know, on the rug. You know, I'm thinking about these enigmas that Cooper has to remember unresolved. The smiling bag, the horse who are not what they seem to be. The thing, you know, about pointing, like I have to rethink about that line because I'm not sure of the translation that I'm giving to it in French, you know, so the meaning that it can have into this show. And the giant told him that Leo was hiding something, the angry horse, and in fact it means that Leo was in jail when the other girl was killed, the first one, meaning that Leo might not be that serial killer. So now, Cooper, you're not gonna have any suspect anymore. Jacques Renault is dead. The giant told you that it can't be Leo. You have no suspect anymore. Going back to the start. That was a cool first episode. Like I said, it was long, yes, but it didn't feel like it. No time jump at all, we were back with our characters like we left them. We have a lot of new things to work on with all of these enigmas, riddles and all. We have some mysteries about Josie and Catherine, for example, new mysteries, you know. And we are just continuing the same narrative arcs with characters who are already changing and evolving. So that's going to be cool for the season. Like, for example, to see Bobby being less impulsive and being more sweet. To have Donna being like that. Leland, same. The relationship with Andy and Lucy. You know, we are gonna change some things, but we are continuing everything and we have new mysteries. Like, it's cool. I'm all for it. So I will see you on another day for a new episode. Remember that if you want a longer reaction part for this reaction video, you can come on my Patreon and you're gonna have it with full opacity. Clearly it was a 1 hour and a half episode, so I had to cut a lot of things for YouTube. I'm sorry about it, but I was forced to do it like this. So if you want to have everything that I wanted to share with you guys, it's on my Patreon. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Great.